What's up, everybody? This is Al the Pal, 78. I'm a little late, but let's contemplate. No, I'm just pretending I know how to rap. Anyways, I'm here recording this video because I realized I didn't do edit, and more importantly, I also, well, here it is right here. I also wanted to add this, and I was having a lot of trouble, and I deleted my database and restarted my database, and I had trouble here and I had trouble there, and I'm looking at my edit stuff. I'm like, why is this not working? And I made what they call a view model. So let's just get into the code right now. So last time you seen me, it was blank, but I only have one person in the database and one migration now, something like that. So when we look into the database like this, and let's make it bigger so we could look cool. I have this wedding. It's for today's date at 7:19. It's already 7:30. So our code is supposed to make that delete. And then we got join pane. We have different people in here now. That's all I have. I got a new API key so you guys can see everything here. This is not a good address. There's no address like this. So it gets a West Douglas Street and 33607 with that. So if we go back to the dashboard, we could edit the no, we can't. So we gotta create a wedding an edit. So let's go and let's try to do this view model. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a view model. What a view model is from what I gather what it is kind of like a DTO but inside for like the databases, I guess. I guess these DTOs is more for APIs. So we're just gonna add the word view model, and in this view model, we're gonna change it. Now I do want to say that my validation, the code would be. I'm gonna update this code as soon as I finish this. I'm gonna push it to GitHub, so I will put that in the thing. So my validation's a little bit different. We have a public string in there now, and we have this. This is kind of like the same right here, but this is different. One of my friends that I met online helped me create this. Basically, it's saying the same thing. Get error message, and the error message, you can't schedule a wedding in the past full. So that's very professional. So that's why I did that. And like I said, this will all be updated to GitHub, and I will put the link inside this video. As you can see, these red check marks, if you don't know, it means that you have GitHub connected in here, and you change something in there. And I have a lot of check marks, so that's that. So the validation's different a little bit. I did not write it. I don't know everything about it, but the reason I had him rewrite it for me, and I had some other stuff up here that I did not mess with in this program CS. We are going to be needing identity because I'm going to go crazy with this project. This project's teaching me stuff like map APIs with Google. It's teaching me stuff like doing validations properly. It's teaching me stuff like, how to do the edit properly. So we're going to go through that. And I overthink everything. And the guy says it all the time, man, you're overthinking everything. I'm like, say that in English. So what we need to do is we need to have a edit, right? Before we could do that, we need a view model. So let's add a class in here. In this class, we're gonna call it let's just call it wed update. All right, just for adding an update for a wedding. It's really that simple. We're gonna go into our models. We're gonna go into our meta. We're gonna go take all of this, all of the same things except for this. Well, yeah, we probably take all of that. What this is gonna do, we're not gonna need the user ID or the creator, because they're gonna find that in the wedding. We're not really trying to change that. So let's just go and let's go to web update, and let's instead of writing it all. Let's put that. We definitely gonna have to bring the data annotations in. Oh, control dot. Let's go. Yeah, that sounds good. All this should make sense. This past date thing should also What this is gonna do for us is it's gonna also help us. We're gonna create how to do this in the front end, and I'm gonna teach you that it's real simple to do this stuff. Now we're not gonna need this because it's gonna automatically bring that in when we look for a wedding to our ID. Our ID is not gonna be inside the database, so we don't need to make it required, and we're gonna automatically get that. So we're gonna require the min length, all right, one max length. Everything's the same. That's all you have to know. Everything's the same here. Now this right here we are not gonna need, and yeah, we don't need that either. We definitely need the wedding address, the wedding date, and the two people that are getting married, and a wedding ID for the front end. Now that's done. That was easy, right? So how do we use that? Well, we're gonna make this wedding controller, all right, and we're gonna make an edit. So let's just do that now. We're gonna make two. This is a get. Yep, it understands that, and we're gonna go the good old public eye action results, and we're gonna do the first one. Is gonna be edits, and we're gonna put integer word ID like that, and we're gonna also come in there and return view, and we're gonna do more here, but we're just trying to get the we don't know. I don't know what that did, and then we're gonna copy and paste. And we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to call this post. And it smells like fire outside. And we're also going to take in now we're going to do something slightly different. We're going to call it, what is it called? A web update, right? And I'm just going to call it update because that's what we're doing. That's all we're really using for it. And we got a control dot. And we got to use the wedding, as you can see on the top, we got to use the wedding planner view model now. So this is so we don't have to take everything and put it to the front end, and they don't take our model stuff and mess it up. So it doesn't matter which one we do, all right? And this is just saying that you guys ain't done nothing with this yet. Yeah, I know. So we gotta make a view, and I'm just gonna make a blank view. We're gonna do it like that, and press enter, and we're gonna call it edit. And the edit view is gonna have its own thing. So what I want to do is put at model, and we want to put web update. All right. Now this is gonna be like what? So technically you have to put using, right? So if you press Control dot, it's gonna allow you to, it's gonna bring that in for you. So you have to put using the wedding planner view model in order to use the model, because it's thinking that the model is looking for that in the models folder. But it said, I found something like that in the view model. And this is kind of like very simple. When I say very simple, it's just basically a lot of it's going to be like add wedding. So what I'm literally going to do, and I'm going to talk about this later, we're going to bring that in there. Control C. And this right here is so you can have front end validations. I did not put this here in the last video, but I was fixing it up for the edit, and I just started doing it for all of them. All right. So my login should have it too. See? And yeah, and I'll teach you guys how to do it as well. So let's save that. Let's close that. Let's get back to editing. So we're not using that model wedding. We already have the web update model. The cool thing is, like, all of these things are already in there, and it has a summary for all. Now, on top of that, I am going to put a input hidden, all right, type hidden, and the reason we're doing this is because I want to do it. Now I'm joking. The reason we're doing this is we want the ASP for ID. We want to bring that into the web ID. There you go. You want to bring that into the front end, so it can have something for it. Now we go back to the wedding. Well, let's go back to edit. Let's get out of here. Web update. We did that. That's good to go. And since that's not going into the database, it doesn't matter, So we could, like, when you make a detail or something like that, you do the same thing. So we want this to bring in a wedding ID when we click on edit, right? In the wedding ID, we're gonna need something. We're gonna need a wedding here, right? That gets we're gonna call it wed. We're gonna that gets the thing from the database context. So it kind of like no, we don't want that. We want weddings, right? Because it's a wedding, and then we want first and whatever that is, and we're gonna put w w dot wed ID equals wed ID. You know what I'm saying? We can't equal itself. Now, of course, you're gonna get that it could be a null reference. That's fine. So that's the reason we need to do that in the dashboard. All right. So in the dashboard, which I probably already have. Let's see. Do I have the edits in the dashboard? No. I'm sorry. It's not gonna be here. It's gonna be in the dashboard here. It's going to be right here. Actually, we are gonna Control C this, and then Control V this, and instead of delete, we're gonna put edit. Oops. Edit. All right. So what's going to happen here is it's going to be like, huh? All right. Because we'll have the regular wedding model. So it needs the wedding ID. And we're going to put edit wedding. Edit wedding. Yeah, that sounds fine. Control S. And in between here, we want a non-breaking space like that. Oh, it's ampersand. My bad. And non-breaking space. And this is with Control Z. And what this is basically is the HTML way of saying put a space in here, non-breaking space. I don't know what's going on here. This is how you do it. And a non-breaking space. Do I not need the P? Let's see. No, I definitely need the P. This is probably an error that makes no sense right now. To it, let's hide all these warnings. I don't care about the warnings. Call increment. Yeah, so this means non-breaking space. So I have no idea why it's having issues with that. Do I need to bring it over here? Yeah, that don't make no sense of why it's not why it's giving me this. So let's Control S that anyway. I don't think that's actually an error. Yeah, it's looking for something like if this, it doesn't know what this means, but I'm pretty sure if I just try to build it, that error might go away. Now it's probably gonna have another error from the wedding controllers because it's like, yo, what's going on here? So let's know that. And it's still having all these issues because of this right here. But wedding controller now has where we going? The dashboard now has this. I actually did this last time. And I don't know what the issue is there, but we're going to save that so we can get rid of that error. I literally had it there last time. Oh, you know what? I probably had it in here. Like this. And non-breaking space. See, now it's like, yeah, I know what it means. Stupid thing. And I'm going to put 2 non-breaking space just because I want to put... This I can show you it works and it wasn't me. So basically, because in between here is C# code. That's what that means. All right, so we got this going on. This looks almost the exact same thing as that one. And it looks beautiful. So nothing's going to happen with this. And so what I have to do now is we're going to return this view. But we got to return this view with what we need in it. We don't need no RSVP. I don't know why it's asking me to edit that. It doesn't make no sense. There's not even nobody in the database. So what we want to do is we want to make a new, was it web update I put in it? Web update. I'll just put WU for web update equals new web update. Okay, that sounds good. And what we want to do right here, I just want to make sure that, this shouldn't be null because it's actually coming from the front end. So it's not going to be null. If it's null, then, your code is really jacked up. But we could put a if where it is equal to null. And then what we're going to do with that, if it's equal to null, we're just going to return redirect to action. To action like that, and that's gonna be the logout. So it's logout, space, comma, and we want the controller as user because that's what we do it as user, where the logout should be. And what this is saying, okay, now what? If the wedding is logged out, that's fine. So now none of my WUs should be bad now. So his wed ID should be wed ID. It's WU dot what's out the wed one should be, and it's gonna keep going like that, and it's gonna be like, oh, you figure it would have done that for me, which makes no sense because it did it for me last time. All right, and let me see. There's one more. What is it? WU. It should be the date. In the, are you kidding me? Down arrow. Okay, let's just click what date. All right, and then that does that. All right, so what are we returning here? Return view. We want WU because what this is gonna allow us to do, and I will show you in a second, is this is gonna put all the information inside that. Oh, you know what? Let me stop this real quick, real quick, because I forgot something. All right, what did I forget? On our edit, we are not going to add wedding action, and because we're inside the wedding action, is because it's a post, it's edit, right? And the good thing about that is, in our edit post, we probably just don't. We shouldn't even need an ID, but we're bringing it in. So wed ID here. And let me see now wedding controllers what we have. We have this integer wed ID, but the update should automatically bring that in. So we kind of don't need that in there, but if we wanted to route it just in case to make sure we have it, we could always just put ASP routes equals, and then you could always put at wed ID, at model dot wed ID like that. So what this would do is, because it's the form is bringing in, once again, the form is bringing in the wed update because that's what we're using, and then this is making sure that we got like we always have a wedding ID. I think we're gonna delete that if I can. So we'll leave that in for now. But let's just show you real quick. We're not adding a wedding, so we're editing a wedding. So once this works, yeah, you see my channel. I don't even know. Oh, I was just doing that. So when you log in, Big Daddy, I don't know why I told not to bring stuff when it goes. So this is for next month, and this one's a couple of minutes slow. So we want this here for now. So we go to edit wedding right here. It's gonna have, what's going on? Form method post, ASP action, edit, ASP route. So you need this route, but it's like, cannot determine the action attribute for form. The following attributes are mutually exclusive: ASP route, ASP controller, ASP action, ASP page. Okay. So I never had this before. What I'm guessing is it's calling this this right here, right? And it's in here, and it's like, what's going on in this edit one, right? Because it's a post. So we want this ASP route, and we shouldn't need it, but let's just make sure we shouldn't need it. So let's come back over here. we gotta double check everything. You know what I'm saying? This is how we do it. I mess up, you mess up, we all messing up. And then we're gonna click this edit wedding because it might have issues. So we have join and all this other stuff, and and nothing's happening there. The weather one field is required. Um, and this is probably happening because we have a lot of things in. I didn't even put that line there. Let's see. That's weird. It's happening. No problems. Okay. Um. So yeah, that's fine. That's working. So that's good. You know what? This might be because of I had it before. Let's see. Login. Let's make sure we doing this right because this is the first time I've seen it. Okay, so the weather one field is working. It's going to the back end, and we haven't even finished all the code. So that's good. My stuff works without even me working with it. So let's go to edit and let's make that in the front end code. And I think one of the reasons it's already working like that is because I have this somewhere else. So what we want to do is we want to put at section, right? And in scripts. And in here, we're going to put another at. And this is because we need a partial. And we're going to get this. We're going to go to shared. Where's the shared? Okay, we go to shared. And you see this validation? Well, my goal is to say rename, Control C, escape. Wrong button. Escape a couple of times because it has its scripts in that validation. That's to bring it to the front end. And the reason I did that is, I don't want to have to put that name in here and spell it wrong because that's difficult to spell. All right, so I gotta close it. So we close it, everything works well, and shoot, it already has its own errors and stuff like that because it has back end validations. Okay, so what happens? It went through and it had this back end validation, right? Where we at? What update? So all these is required. So that's one of the reasons why that worked without no issues. So what's gonna happen now is this is all bringing all those validations to the front end, so to make our script not to just work on the client side. Also, well that was amazing. I didn't really have to do much because it already knew. But the other one is for posting, so it's to change it. So we could come here. And we could do that. And watch right here. It shouldn't. You see how that didn't move at all? And before it looked like it refreshed. Look at that. No refresh. So that's what that does. Okay, we're done with this. So our last section that we have to do in the post is we need to find out. Well, we need to make a wedding. All right. And our wedding is going to be database context dot weddings dot first or default. And in here we're going to have a wedding, right? And the reason I put, did I do it? I put this is so it could bring it to the front so we don't have to worry. Bring it to the controller over here so we don't have to worry about W. I like to do W. And then we'll put w.wedid equals update. It already knows. It's like you write. And what I like to do here is I like to do if I would put if not wedding. Let me see. If not model state that is valid, then we're just gonna return the view because you might have everything in there, but it might not be valid. You know what I'm saying? Like the date might not be valid. So we still want to just return that. And after that, if anything else is not valid, that's crazy. So this wedding should already have the wedding ID. For the updates, it just needs to have the basically it kind of has all the stuff in it. And what it really needs to change is the wedding IDs, right? So you could put wed date, update wed date. It knows. It kind of like knows whether one. Oh, you could put wedding address, right? No. Wedding date is update that wed date. Then you want to put update it on, and then this is date time now. Time that, and you want to put the weather 1 and 2 because wed 1 and then wed 2, because you know what could happen is on in that instance right here is they broke up and he found somebody else to replace her, or she found somebody else to replace him, or she found a woman to replace him. You know, when I say somebody else, it could be whatever gender or non-gender or binary thing you want it to be. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. So we don't have to worry about the ID to get updated. It already got it. But it brought it in, so it's required. So you bring it in with the wedding ID as invisible, you know, as a like a invisible stuff. So if this model state's not valid for some strange reason, the ID is not good, it's gonna go back to here. So what we have to do now is the last thing for updating. You want the DB context, right? Dot weddings, not that add, that update. Come on, man. There you go. And then what do you have to do? DB context dot save changes, right? And do we want to return the view? No. We want to redirect to action. And where we want it to go is to the dashboard. And the dashboard is inside the user controller. I mean the wedding controller, and then inside the wedding view. You see the dashboard. So we're going to save all this. Let's find out if this works, and then we're going to try to delete that wedding through a method that we call every time we go to the dashboard. So let's make sure this saves, because there's a lot of errors that happen all the time. So we want to put this wedding in the past. So let's update that. No, you can't schedule a wedding in the past, fool. Okay, good to go. So that's good to know, because they meant next year at that time. So we could update that, and she changed the name to Joyous instead of just Joy. And he's Pain in the rear. That's his whole first name. And you know, and they didn't break up or nothing. They just changed names. So let's see if and then we want to change the address to I don't know 18 Upland Gardens. Just a real place, so you can actually see a real that's good enough. It's gonna know. So Joyous and Pain in the Rear changed their stuff. Their date got changed. There's nobody coming because there's only one person in this. And it knows where it's going. 54 Douglas, Tampa, Florida. So what happened was this didn't change. So where did we go wrong in here? We changed the date, right? Oh, why did this put date twice? We want Addie. Oh, my bad. So we never changed the address, so I think it's that wet Addie. Yeah, and we're gonna delete all that. And then we're gonna come over here and put the get equal sign. I mean, no, wet Addie, man. What just happened here? Wed Addie. Now, why would I want anything else but dot wed Addie? Okay, that makes more sense. And of course, you know, we have to refresh this whole thing. And somebody that the person that helped me out with the validation stuff, he also made something with quartz, and he was doing everything in the back end, but I didn't understand what was going on. So I changed my next method. I changed how I did the method to something else. Now all we want to do is change the address. Let's see if the address changes now. We're gonna go to Got it, drive. Okay, because it's already in there. So let's see if this works. So let's go to, okay, 18. Okay, this is in Massachusetts. So what's the mass? 01607. So I know because I used to live there. So that works. That is great. We go to the dashboard though. We see this is 7:19 p.m. So let's make our life a little easier. We're gonna change this method and we're gonna put it in the delete. I mean in the dashboard, because when we go to the dashboard, it's always gonna go back. It always reverts to the dashboard, and we're gonna call this delete old wedding sun. No, I'm not put the sun, and we're gonna leave it like that. And it's gonna be like, what the hell is that, man? And it's gonna be like, generate a method, private void delete. You know what? Let's just do that. So it actually created that method somewhere. I think it's in the bottom. No. Let's see where it created that method. Did it put it in the top? Controller, get user. Where did it put this method? That's what. It put it right on the private void delete or wedding. It put it right underneath it. I was gonna put it right on top of it because if it's going in synchronous mode. Let's just do this right here. So what do we want to happen? We want to look in the wedding stuff, right? Everything in the wedding, all the stuff. So, okay, we want to go a for each, right? This is what I want to do right here. This for each, and press tab, and it's gonna give me that, and I want to put wedding, and then I like to just put date because that's what we're really comparing. So we're gonna put the DB context here. I'm gonna add this here, weddings. Now, originally I did this, and I kept getting back an unhandled error that I didn't understand what was going on, and it was like an open error. What happens is, if you just leave it at that, it's just an open-ended statement basically. So what I did is I just put to list, right? And I don't need that part. So I just put to list, and I'm like, okay, this to list thing going on over here. This is what I'm going to do. Make my life a little easier. So we want to put an if statement right here, and it's not if 0. And if the if statement is going to say if, well, we got to do something else a little bit different. We want to call, let's create this variable outside of this, and we're going to call this results. Okay, we're gonna just initialize a variable called results. I don't know why. What's up with that? Okay, we're gonna put this inside of it because for some strange reason it's having an issue with that. Now it's not having an issue. So before we even go there, we're just gonna put a compare date that it already has. So you got date time, right? And this actually has a compare statement. So you don't have to do no other extra super work for no reason. Now this I understand why it's messed up. This I get why it's messed up. But actually it was smarter to put it in here anyway. So we want the date dot wed date. All right. And we want the second one to be date time dot now, right? That's it. This is what you want to compare. Now, all I need is 0. So I looked this up. I was trying to find another way to compare it. I was putting this wed date is less than date time now, and that was wrong. So what happens if you put this, if it's 0, let's put this, if it's less than 0, so if result is less than 0, that means it's before this date and before this time. If result basically equals 0, this means it's exactly on time. Matter of fact, let's put that less than this date and time, and then R is equal to 0. It means let me send I'll talk to him in a second. It means both dates equals both dates and time exactly the same. And obviously if R is greater than 0, it is after now. So that one's before. So let's put before. Before, that's a, that even takes up the space before this date and time. So it's after this date or time, because it could be like today and 10 minutes from now, right? It's the same thing. So because that's that, we're gonna use 0. So if results, okay, I hate that when I'm typing results, like I'm like looking at that, it's less than 0. What do we want to do? We want to go to our db context dot remove, dot weddings, because it's a wedding dot remove, and we want to put in the what they call it, we want to put the date in, and the date's actually the whole wedding, but because we're comparing the dates, I call it dates. And then obviously we want to dot save changes, right? That's what we want to do, and that should do it. Let's find out if my stuff works. It's a bunch of S's to save. Let's clear this out. And I believe that should take care of everything that we need to take care of in this video. So my next video on this same project is to authenticate Google, to log in with Google. And if I could get that to work, Facebook, or maybe Facebook first, because the guy that was helping me out with this said Facebook is he's doing it with Facebook. So Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Those are on it. I don't care about Pinterest and Instagram because I don't like Instagram. And honestly, I probably won't. I've heard that this is not something that you really want to use in many projects because so many people, well, not everybody, but they say a lot of people will, what they call it, have more than one account. So that's that. So like I said, you see these red arrows right there? Those are basically, whatchamacallit, updates that need to happen in this and make a commit. So let's log in and let's hope that this works. Oh, it worked. You see the other one is deleted. There's only one thing there. So my stuff worked. I am thug life. Now the cool thing about this, we can add a wedding now, right? I really got to make this look nicer. That looks horrible, right? So I could have Joyous and Lovely, having their second marriage together, and I'll just put it in a different date from now, and I could use that address, same address, and then I put add wedding, and everything seems like it's working. No one likes y'all because there's nobody else connected. And then we go to dashboard. That method worked again. It ran again. It's gonna run every time we go to the dashboard, but because there's the 0 is let's go back up. Come on, the 0 is not less than. It's looking. It just ran those two things. Now, is this the best way to do it? No. And the guy that was helping me was actually teaching me the best way to do it. But this is my way that I understand to do it. So I will probably figure out how to do that more properly in a later video. I will show that to do it better because he uses a NuGet package called Quartz, and I don't use that. So I think this video is like 45 or more minutes long. It's 38 minutes. Oh, it's a lot faster than what I thought. I know you guys are like, oh my God, he looks so handsome with that gray screen. I'm going to stop it. And I am actually very happy that this video came out as smooth as it did because I was having a million issues with the update and he helped me out. Then I was having a million issues with that that thing, and I'll even show you before I let you go why you should know. Let's see. This is the error I was having right here. This is me asking this question. That's me, Daddy Cardone. That's the old thing. And he was telling me because you have to put 2 array or 2 lists or whatever. And I was so grateful to learn that. I almost started crying. Okay, I'm lying. But yes. So that is that. And this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoy. Oh yeah, before I let you go, let's go to Git changes. All right, and then let's create a commit. And our commit is gonna be added update and a method to check and delete outdated weddings. Oh, weddings in the past. Delete old weddings. There you go. I don't know how to spell weddings again. And then we want to put I just put commit all. And hopefully that changes everything, and there's no unstaged changes. Okay, so we want a push, pull then push. Okay, that works, I guess. It's syncing my stuff now. I'm not good with the GitHub stuff, so especially synced incoming stuff. Now we want to commit and push it. Okay, let's see if it's actually updated in my GitHub, and I'll let you know because it would say that wedding planner one added update and method to check and delete all weddings. Bam, done. Enough said. And people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're a genius." I know. I know. Nah, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for either watching, following, or whatever it is.